Reed, Walter, Chris, Miles, Sam, Eric, and John. All right, here we go, off and rolling. Final heat race for 75 two-wheel drive buggy. Everyone's chasing Vinny to Benedetti's 16.4 club pace. We got to get a couple laps in. Let's start calling out some times. All right, everyone in a couple laps. And Walt Anderson out front, 16.408. Chris English, 16.48 as well. Tristan Morrison sitting in third, 16.4.
Oh, all right. Coffee time. Recap time. Oh, guys, it was a long day of RCing yesterday. Let me tell you. Yesterday was a very, very long day at the RC track. Yesterday we had our Adam Sobolik Toy Car Challenge. It was the 4th annual Toy Car Challenge this year, and we were finally able to make it. We made it to our first one this year, and let me tell you guys, what a turnout. I mean, I probably haven't seen Poor Boys that packed in at least a couple years, guys. There was a lot of competition there today, or yesterday, excuse me. I'm barely awake, guys, so you'll have to bear with me. It was really fun. I'll go over, first of all, we'll go over what I had going on for the day. So yesterday I raced stadium truck, 13.5 stadium truck and 17.5 stock buggy, and cars felt good all day. We were struggling a little bit with the stadium truck. We were right out of the gate, out of heat one, having an issue with our steering servo going out. We were able to patch it up, if you will, for the rest of the day, but it kind of put us on the struggle bus in that. Although I did get I probably one of my cleanest races that I've had in a long time. I ended up kind of getting shuffled back into the B main going in towards the end of the night last night, and we were doing 2 bumps to the A main, and I wanted to make it in stadium truck because stadium truck A main was packed with talent. So to be able to make it to that, for me, felt really good, especially with how much we've been working on stadium truck. It felt good to get there, and I've been needing that win out of that car for a while, so that was cool. Although once I got to the A main in stadium, I mean, like I said, that class is packed with talent. You got Lynn Tag, Rob, there's Chuck. Chuck's gotten so fast in the last probably 6 months to a year that he's up there now, and he's part of my competition in that class to try and catch at this point, and so that's the goal. But I was very, very excited. I was a little emotional on the driver's stand when I won that race, just because it's I wouldn't say it's been a minute since we won a race, but like I have been on the struggle bus with my RC program, as you guys have noticed in the last couple weeks. I've really been trying to just get things dialed in and try to make sure that things are on point and that I know that my cars are dialed. And yesterday was a good feeling of that. After doing all the work to them and going through them, they definitely handled and performed a little better than what they had been doing in the past. So stadium truck still needs a little bit of work. We still have a few things we're going to try and do to this thing to get it a little bit more dialed in, but I felt really good about stadium after yesterday's racing and about stadium. Next was my 17.5 stock buggy class, and I was a little disappointed in in myself for one, because my car was good. My car was really good. I just could not keep it together. Like I just couldn't keep it together. I'd make too many small stupid mistakes, and it would put either the back of the pack, allow them to catch up to me, or just drop my race pace. And I had the speed for TQ in 17.5 stock buggy all day. Like I literally had the pace for it all day. But between a few stupid mistakes on my part and some marshaling incidents, I wasn't able to put it in the A main right out of the gate. But again, we got to start on the pole in the B main because of how quick we were. I mean, like I said, it should have been an A main car yesterday without having to fight for a bump, but we did, and we did fight for the bump. We did make the bump. We got to the A main, which was great. That was, was where we should have been from the start, but I was a little disappointed in the A main of stock buggy because, you know, there's a lot of us that preach about racer etiquette, that preach about racecraft, that preach about, being aware of that and having awareness of it, especially during a race, because that's when it is most important. When you're at a big race like this, and I don't care if there's money on the line, I don't care if there's a trophy on the line, I don't care if there's nothing on the line other than bragging rights. You not having good racecraft is uh, not fair, I guess, to the rest of the racers, especially when some of those people preach about that stuff on a daily basis, or every time that we see them at the track, it's always, oh well, this guy bumped me or and didn't wait, or it wasn't a racing incident and he took me out, and it's like, hey, look, I get it, and I'm not saying that I'm not a victim or excuse me, guilty of that, I guess I should say, of taking people out, or giving the old bump and run, if you will, in racing. And in my opinion, there's definitely a separation between the old bump and run and I cleaned you out so that I could take the lead. I won't really go over much of who it was, or what happened. But basically, in my buggy A main, I got cleaned out right out of the gate, cleaned out on the first lap. Didn't have any of our marshals that were paying attention, and it set me back right out of the gate. It really, really pissed me off. I was extremely unhappy and unsatisfied with that, and I don't. That's nobody else's fault other than myself for getting that frustrated. Because I shouldn't. I have to realize that we're racing toy cars, but everybody understands that is in any sort of racing industry or hobby, that when you as an individual spend so much time, money, and energy into making your program better and better and better, and knowing that you have the speed and that things are working and things are dialed, and then you just get laid out because they don't have a chance, I guess. I don't really know what the reasoning is, I guess, if you will, if you say, I don't know. It's so frustrating when you're having a good day like that and you know that you should be on the top of the podium, just based on how you were driving and how your car was doing. It's frustrating, because that was kind of my go-to class yesterday in the Sobolik race. But hey, whatever, I guess, right? I mean, we got another race coming up in a couple weeks. We actually have our first round of the Fall Brawl series this weekend, but I won't be able to make it because I will be gone at the coast. It is our birthday weekend, so we will be at the Oregon coast doing a little bit of fun dune riding with some RC cars, probably. We, but after sitting back, drinking a cold one last night when I got home, and realizing that it is just toy cars. There's nothing that's going to change or make me any better after that race, right? I mean, I know that I was fast in that class. Everybody else does too. Everybody else knows. Like, if I would probably say, I mean, we're all gonna watch the videos that Clifton puts up on his YouTube channel of the racing, and I know it'll be a couple days probably before he gets all that up, but I'll know if everybody knows. If I had maybe, I don't even know, maybe another half a minute, maybe a full minute in the race, I probably could have caught the leaders, but I was, it's just struggle bus. When you get to a point where you're frustrated like that on the driver's stand, it is hard to recover. And maybe that's something that I need to work on too in my program, is making or not letting myself get so emotional right out of the gate. When it comes to that, it just it's tough, because you know that, I mean, you haven't even got, basically the tone goes off, and not even a half a lap later you already know that your race is over before the first lap is complete, because of people taking you out and not having good racecraft and not waiting, and having good sportsmanship. I know that not everybody's going to be like that, and I get that. I just, it's my race recap, and I get to talk about what I want. So if you don't like it, you can screw off. I don't really care. But for people who preach about that and then to not act upon what they preach is pretty BS, in my opinion. And then to make comments about other, how I'm distracting on the driver's stand and all this other nonsense, like, you guys can get out of here with that. I'm not, um, yeah, especially for the people that show up once a year to Poor Boys. Like, I'm not gonna put up with that. I will. Yeah. You can hear the tone of my voice right now. I'm already like climbing in anger level the more I think about it, because of how frustrated I was yesterday. Um, it's just, it's frustrating, because we put a lot of time and energy into this stuff. So, but that's kind of my race recap from yesterday. A shout out to all the guys that made that happen. I mean, it was a long day. I mean, we could have started racing a little bit earlier, and that would have definitely helped, because uh, towards the end of the day, we actually had a wildfire that started out in Grants Pass that wasn't too far from our racetrack, guys, and it got super, super smoky at the track. And of course, Poor Boys is not like a indoor carpet track. It's kind of an outdoor carpet track almost, just because we're in like a big steel building, and the smoke started coming in the building, and it was just we had this like haze all afternoon, which kind of hurts your eyes and makes it hard to drive and see in the building. So uh yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, I know that all the changes that I made throughout last week, my race program, all that stuff, it made it so much better. My cars were able to perform the way I needed to. Like I said, there's still a couple minor changes that we're going to do to the stadium truck to really dial it in, but we're right there, guys. And I I don't know if many of you guys know this, but we have a series that's coming up, 4 race series with Rick from EBRC Raceway up in Roseburg, and we have a 4 round series. It's called the Fall Brawl. There'll be 2 races at Poor Boys, 2 races at Rick's. First round starts this weekend, October 2nd. Um, Make sure you check that out on Poor Boys social media and EBRC's social, their Facebook page. They've got all the events created, I believe, so that you can check what dates and times are going to be. But it was a turnout and a half, guys, and I'll tell you what, I haven't had to do an RC race that was that long. We got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we did not leave until about 9:05. I think was about when I got home. So it's a long day of RCing, but we got cleanup to do. We got a lot of maintenance to do. I got to find a servo for the stadium truck for next week, because we're gonna go racing again, and I need to get that servo fixed. I think the actual servo, uh, where the servo head comes out of the case with the teeth on it, it is pretty much smoked from just me abusing it, I guess. Sorry, guys, I gotta try and get some coffee in. But yeah, kind of a long race recap, guys. But I felt like I needed to jump on here this morning and go over that. Shout out to all the racers that podiumed, novice all the way up to pro stock, everybody killed it this weekend. The RC Addiction vlog, RC Box Club, and Cow RC were able to give away some good raffle prizes as well. We were super stoked on that. One of the younger kids from our club got the RC Box Club, which I was super excited on. Just something for him to leave home with, or leave with, so that he can remember the race and not forget to come back. So, guys, we appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's kind of a boring video when it comes to race recaps and what I think of the day, but I just had to get that off my chest. It was definitely a tough pill to swallow on the way home yesterday, after my buggy A-main. I was not the happiest, but it's RC racing. Can't change it. It's gone. Moved on to the next race. So let's do it. We'll start the fall brawl this week and hope to see you guys all there. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're always doing all kinds of things. And then if you guys haven't seen some of our new footage that everybody's been really enjoying from our meta glasses, it's kind of our POV footage of being at the RC track. And people seem to really enjoy that. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next time.